And at first, I'm creating this episode in the beginning of May in 2023. So there was there was a declaration which says that according to it, so the pandemic was the crisis or the emergency of coronavirus has been over, which is a content of that declaration, and that was that was announced by the WTO or stuff or there's some organization named or the abbreviation of the name of that organization is WTO, I think. As long as I can as long as I can remember, and anyway, the emergency of coronavirus has nothing to do with it. Maybe the emergency can be related. So which is because so this time what I'm going to talk about is a disaster, and the title is a disaster happened in a northern place in my country, and the conclusion is folks, please be careful of disasters, and that's it. So there was a disaster in my country, and that happened in a northern part. So watching the map of my country. So that prefecture was the location of that earthquake is located in the middle. But actually, so this part has a heavy snowfall in winter. So which is why it's possible to think that this is a northern place in my country, and as I have just told you, so what happened is an earthquake. An earthquake happened in a northern place or in a middle in a middle northern place or in a central northern place in my country, and which is why so disasters happen everywhere, and including cyclones in the United States. And wait a moment, please. I thought the spelling of cyclone. For example, in the case of cyclone in the United States, cyclones in the United States, and in the case of my country, so typhoons and earthquakes are popular. And by the way, I'm creating this episode in a windy day in my country, and anyway, so so I haven't said this, but actually, this country is famous for having a lot of disasters, and so if you live in this country, so please be careful of disasters. And this is all actually. So wait a moment, please. Before actually ending this episode, I'm going to tell you the title and the conclusion of this episode. The title is "A Disaster Happened in a Northern Place in My Country," and the conclusion is, folks, please be careful of disasters. And I was thinking of telling you the magnitude or the intensity of this earthquake, and the intensity is, wait a moment please, there's a measurement named magnitude, and magnitude is 6.3, and the intensity is, as long as I can remember, yes, the intensity is 6. And if you live in this place, and this is a peninsula in my country, this is a northern peninsula in my country, and so if you live in this place, so you may or I think if you live in this place or this prefecture, so I think you have already known which earthquake I'm talking about. This earthquake happened the fifth of May, and the time of the occurrence is 14 o'clock, from the 14 o'clock to the 15 o'clock, from 14 o'clock to 15 o'clock. And anyway, so you may encounter other huge earthquakes if you live in this place. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you. And this is a correction. So I mistakenly said that so WTO said that that the emergency of coronavirus was over, but actually it was WHO which said that the pandemic was a crisis, or the emergency of coronavirus was over. which is, the mistake is that, what I mistakenly said was WTO, but actually, so the correct name of the organization, declares that, the emergency of coronavirus was over, was WHO. WHO declared, or WHO said, the emergency was over.